Hello good folk of YouTube and welcome back to my channel. This is my review of Stormborn, Season 7, Episode 2 of Game of Thrones, which made me do a little sex wee in my pants, and here's why. That first scene, Daenerys having a little chat with her advisors, and we learn why she seems so kind of reticent in the trailer. It's because she doesn't want to be the Queen of the Ashes. That was a great line. I love that we've established that. Daenerys cares about the innocents. She cares about the common people. She's not just here to take the throne and just, rule over whatever's left. She knows what will happen to those people if she unleashes her dragons, because she's seen it firsthand in Meereen and it really affected her. So she's trying to find a cleverer and less damaging way of taking down Cersei. I love that. Dany's a good guy. Oh, and Dany challenging Varys was brilliant, testing his loyalty, testing his intentions. I really enjoyed that exchange. I'd be pretty bloody insecure having Varys on my side as well. And who knows at this point if he's even telling the truth. I enjoyed the fact that he said he's there to represent the 99%. That much I think I can believe. Incompetence should not be rewarded with blind loyalty. Great, spot on. That little pact that he made with her about being honest with her when he feels she's failing as a ruler, that's really good. That's probably going to come up, I'm guessing. I think that's probably foreshadowing. Oh, now, next scene, Melisandre. I'm really glad that they discuss the genderless nature of Valerian. So now we can talk about the fact that maybe it's Jon or maybe it's Dany who's the prince that was, or princess that was promised. That's pretty cool. I still have a feeling though that neither Dany or Jon is Azor Ahai though. I think it's Davos. Shh. I'm freaking out about Tyrion and Daenerys talking about Jon. The most fucking epic thing about this whole series is the fact that we get to see all of these amazing characters that we've never seen interact before, have conversations or talk about each other. Seeing them meet next week is going to be too much. I may explode. Like, actually, seriously, I might explode. So I'll do a reaction vid for that, because that would be watchable, right? Okay, now on to the north, where my heart lies. There's quite a few callbacks in this episode, particularly for the northern plotline, and I like the fact that they set up that scene of Jon and Sansa standing on the covered bridge thing, watching the kids practice archery, was obviously a callback to the very first time we see the Starks in Winterfell in episode 1, which is when Ned and Kat are standing there watching Jon and Robb and Bran practice archery, and that is like really, really cool. I really like the fact that they're setting Jon and Sansa up to be the new Ned and Kat. So many like similarities and symmetries. I really, really love it. And that all dwarves are bastards in their father's eyes. I mean, like, that's a cool callback as well. I mean, Jon's got a fucking good memory for remembering that. Fair play. Don't think I would have remembered that. Also, Jon saying to Sansa, well, you know him better than any of us. What do you think? Jon's finally asking her for her advice. Finally! And he's finally listening to what she has to say. This is very pleasing. More of this, please. I like that when Davos said, no, it's too dangerous, and Jon just goes, but... because everything that's said before the word but is horseshit, right? Cersei. It's really easy for her to create propaganda against Daenerys, isn't it? Because look what her father was. Like, her father made Cersei look like a good little church mouse, didn't he? It's not the toughest thing to try and convince these lords to stand against her. I really enjoy seeing Cersei being all persuasive and charismatic on the Iron Throne with just a hint of psychotic malice lurking behind the eyes. I like the fact that she used the fact that Dany crucified hundreds of noblemen in Slavers Bay as a kind of like, she's not a friend to the 1%, she's a friend to the common people more than us. And on to Jaime being a bit of a diplomat. I quite like that now. As I've mentioned, I'm not the biggest J-Lan fan in the world, but I do like that he's growing into this role of, from like dumb, hot-headed, impulsive, just genius swordsman to, okay, now I actually have to use what I've got left, which is my brain. And he did a pretty good job, I think, of persuading Randall Tarly. It's quite interesting, like, the hint of, like, racism when they talk about the Dothraki, referring to them as savages and heathens and a horde. It's all really clever propaganda, like, fair play. And then Cersei and Qyburn down in the hall where they keep the dragons with their new artillery. I kind of get the feeling one or maybe two of the dragons is going, which is really shit, but that's some serious weaponry there. I don't think that they're all going to make it. Okay, now, bloody loving the feminazi fucking war council. It's so fucking cool. When have you ever seen a war council of all women on TV? Like, never, ever, or in film. Not just all women, but like the all but one being women. That was great. I really enjoyed that. That's probably a first for TV and I loved it. It's just because the fact that all the powerful men and their heirs have all killed each other, so now all of the great houses are being run by women and bastards, and in the case of Dawn, bastard women. Makes sense. They all have investment in their survival in their houses as well. They have house pride as well, but they're just not the naturally born and naturally groomed leaders. And I love the Ironborn Yara straight in there with, let's just fucking do it now, come on, what are we waiting for? Classic Ironborn, no head for strategy, all just drama and like excitement and no tactics. This is why you fail as a people. Elena's wisdom's pretty wonderful. They won't obey you unless they fear you. True, like Stannis said that to Jon, right? If they don't fear you, they won't follow you. And I think it's probably pretty true. Favourite thing about this scene, Tyrion coming into his own with his battle plans. This is where the tactical mind of Tyrion really like comes alive, and I do think they've messed up the character of Tyrion quite badly in seasons 5 and 6 because he's just become a bit of like comic relief. Which he's not. In the books he's meant to be this broken man because he's just murdered his girlfriend and his father and he's destroyed by it. So I quite like the fact that now we get to see a bit of his brain working again because it's been a while. There was a little bit of stuff in Meereen, but this is better. Battle plans is where I like to see Tyrion shine. I love that he's completely anticipated the propaganda that Cersei and Jaime are going to use. Like, she's a foreigner with a foreign army. And call on everyone's like national pride to make them rally behind Cersei's cause. Also, taking Casterly Rock is pretty exciting because we've never seen it before. Who even lives there? They've all been in King's Landing for years. Is it just empty? Like Dragonstone was? I don't know. Oh shit, at the end of this scene, Lady Olenna telling Dany, are you a sheep? No, you're a dragon. Go be a dragon. And telling her to ignore Tyrion. Now, I love you, Olenna, but I would not be banking on you against Tyrion. You've outlived all those clever and great men because you're a woman. You've never fought in a battle, dude. Come on. I mean, I love you, Olenna, and you're a really smart, like wise woman, and I do think that age is an important factor in this. She's seen more of the world than any of those people in that room, but Tyrion's made battle plans before. You listen to Tyrion. Oh man, the Grey Worm and Missandei scene now. It was beautiful, but I can't but help think that this means that Grey Worm's kind of doomed, right? Also, always nice to see a bit of cunnilingus on the TV. We haven't seen that since Jon and Ygritte in the cave, and I can tell you I've rewatched that quite a few times. I'm kind of worried that Sam being told that the maester who treated Greyscale successfully then contracted Greyscale. I'm kind of afraid that means that Sam's going to get Greyscale. Please God, no, not Sam. Sam has to survive till the end, surely. He's too important. He's the brains of the operation. Well, one of them. Also, the whole procedure of carving off the skin was horrific. Why did they show it in so much fucking detail? Oh, yeah, because it's Game of Thrones, obviously. And then the lovely segue from the skin flaying to someone cutting into a pie in the inn because they hate us. Arya meets up with Hot Pie, another nice callback. That's pretty cool. I like the fact that she's quite like cold and distant, and she's like, her social skills are just shit because she's just been on this weird journey and she's traumatized, and she's also like not really been in the world for quite a long time. She's just forgotten how to talk to humans. You've been making pies. 1 or 2. Lol. What happened to you, Harry? Line, that was kind of heartbreaking. You just appear again after all these years, acting all sort of quiet and distant with like no explanation. Arya's reaction on her face of just, let's just not. That was like quite nice. And by nice I mean heartbreaking and sad. Now, okay, A. Arya finding out that the Starks have retaken Winterfell made me cry, obviously because I am Stark loyalist through and through. And I am highly emotionally invested in all 4 of the survivors. But B, for fuck's sake, Jon Snow came down from Castle Black and killed the Boltons and now is king in the north. Can we give Sansa some fucking credit, please? Jon lost the battle, Sansa won it. The question this made me ask myself is this the sexism of the characters in the show, or is this the sexism of the show itself that made that line happen? I guess time will tell. Maybe it's just that it's going to be a bit of a surprise for Arya when she finds Sansa in Winterfell instead of Jon. But all in all, my reaction to this scene was, Arya's going home! Arya's going home, everyone! Arya's going home. Now back in Winterfell, and like I said last week, I would be fucking fucked off if Sam contacted Jon in Winterfell instead of Castle Black, because that means that Sam knows that Jon was assassinated and then resurrected and then took back the North and is now king in the North. Would it be too much to ask for a couple of lines of dialogue just to like establish that Sam has heard about this and has had some feelings about it? Like, that's his best friend. Like, obviously that's going to mean something to him. Like, why would they not just get a couple of lines of dialogue with Gilly just being like, I can't believe resurrection happened, or I'm so glad that Jon is back, but what the fuck, or like, this world is too crazy for me, I like can't cope with it anymore. Something along those lines. It wouldn't have killed you, would it, D&D? Jesus Christ. But oh my god, this scene was just amazing. Jon giving the North to Sansa while he's away. Yes, Queen! It's all I've ever fucking wanted. I like that he's got over his power trip from last week and says, like, I'm leaving both my people and the North in good hands. Like, that shows he trusts her and he believes in her, he respects her, and thank you, Jon, for that. Thank you, Jon. Now, this scene in the crypt with Jon and Littlefinger, this was the scene I was looking forward to the most after the first trailer came out. I thought this was going to be the moment that Jon found out about his parentage. Turns out I was wrong. But it was another great callback to showing that Jon is the new Ned by like throttling Littlefinger the way that Ned did in like season 1 episode 2 or something like that. So yeah, despite the fact that it's not the moment that Jon finds out he's a Targ, it's still a pretty beautiful moment of Jon defending his sister and Littlefinger getting some fucking well-deserved throttling. And that guttural voice, like, you touch my sister, I'll kill you myself. Whew. Is it weird that I find that sexy? Probably says a lot about why I'm single. Also, I'm a Johnson shipper, so I'm choosing to read into this that Jon's feelings for Sansa are a little bit more than familial love, and there's a little bit of romantic thought going on there as well. Let's hope so. I could watch this scene over and over again, honestly. Like, it's incredibly satisfying, like how Jon absolutely despises Littlefinger for what he did to Sansa. Imagine when he finds out what he did to Ned. Hell. But Littlefinger will probably be dead by then, right? Never mind. Now, I was hoping for a big emotional goodbye scene between Jon and Sansa, but that's not really who they are as people. I think a little meaningful eye contact in a small wave is the best we're going to get out of those guys. I really, really hope that they meet again, but I've got a horrible feeling that they might not. Now, oh my god. Nymeria. I kind of, like, they teased this so much with the wolf in the trailer, so it was just like, okay, obviously that's going to happen. I'm so happy to have seen this resolved, and I know I'm obsessed with wolves, they're like gods to me, but like, oh my god, wasn't she so beautiful, guys? This scene had me blubbing uncontrollably. The fact that Nymeria clearly knows who Arya is and calls off her pack, but chooses to not go with Arya, but stay doing what she's been doing for the last 7 seasons, which is being a wild pack leading badass. Really kind of beautiful. Now, all the Stark kids are wargs in the books, and in the show they chose to make only Bran a warg. So we haven't had any sort of reminder of Nymeria at all throughout the show, whereas in the books she's always having wolf dreams because she still has that connection to Nymeria in the Riverlands. But despite the fact that we haven't had that, I'm really glad we got some resolution about what happened to Nymeria, because it would have been a shame to just like leave that open. So I'm glad that they resolved that, even though like that was it. Just like Nymeria's just like, oh hi, I remember you, we won't eat you, bye. The line when she says, that's not you, at first I thought she was saying that's not Nymeria, and I was like, well, who else could it be? There's no other direwolves apart from Ghost in Westeros. Then I realised it was another callback to season 1 when Ned says, you'll marry a lord and rule his castle, and she says to him, no, that's not me. She's saying she understands Nymeria not wanting to be domesticated. That's not you. That's pretty clever, right? Well done, I enjoyed that. I'm loving all the season 1 callbacks, D&D, keep them coming. Now, holy shit, the sea battle, they said it was going to kick off pretty fucking early this season, didn't they? In episode 2, straight in there with the drama. I loved Theon getting a bit awkward with like Yara and Ilaria getting it on. And lol at Yara for referring to him as her protector, considering what's about to happen. Euron! Finally we get the real Euron Greyjoy. Him riding the drawbridge thing down as it like crashed onto their boat, screaming and laughing. Ugh. That's my Euron. I enjoyed that. That was fucking cool, even if you do have 2 eyes. And that must have been so much fun to shoot. Like seriously, playing a bad guy must be so much more fucking fun than playing a good guy. Also, Yara straight away screaming and hurling herself into the fray. Oh my god. That was fucking sick. No hesitation, just, this is what I do, bitch, I ain't afraid of you. I mean, yes, historically the Ironborn are a bit rubbish, but you can't say they don't relish a Barney. Nice to see the Sand Snakes fighting. I feel like the book Sand Snakes would have lasted a little bit longer, but then their plot hasn't really been embraced by the show so much, has it? So I can see why they wrote them out really quickly. And I guess they're kind of expendable, right? Yara spotting Euron and like leaping at him with her axe. Fave moment of the episode. And also, will you marry me? And Theon, once again, this is why I have never ever forgiven you. Even if you did save my base, Sansa. Although I do like that he finally did what I've been wanting him to do since season 2, which is get in the fucking sea. I mean, yes, I don't know what he was supposed to do. I guess the threat was he was gonna cut Yara's throat. And yeah, fine, he has been through years of torture and yeah, very traumatised. But that's what you get for going against the Starks. I won't have it. I do hope he redeems himself in some way. We've still got almost 2 whole seasons left and I can't see him dying after everything that he's been through. It's got to mean something. It's got to come to something in the end. And I'm guessing this sea battle is going to be what will drive Dany to go, yeah, I'm gonna be a dragon, fuck this, fuck all your plans, Tyrion. I'm gonna take Olenna's advice and go be a dragon, because she's gonna be pretty bloody angry. So final thoughts. Bloody loved it. Woo! So happy we're straight in there with the action, that makes me happy. The discrepancies pissed me off, like I said, Sam knowing about Jon being in Winterfell, fuck off, that made me, like, disproportionately angry. That's a plot hole. You guys are too clever for plot holes, sort it out. For the criticisms, where the fuck was Bran? Bran is a really important character. I don't think you understand this. Please stop leaving him out. Once again, where's Ghost? Is he staying with Sansa to help protect her? Or is he going south with Jon to meet Daenerys as his animal familiar so he can meet the woman who has 3 animal familiars and be like, hey, look at this thing we have in common. We're both magical types. Also, I missed the wall. I know we're going to be getting all wall, like, probably for season 8, right? Because it's going to be the Wall for the Dawn. Oh no, because there won't be a wall. Let's have some more wall action before the wall comes down. Come on. Okay, my predictions for next week, and a bit further on, but this one's for next week, when Jon and Tyrion finally meet again after all this time. This is what I think that their conversation is going to be like. How does a bastard boy from the north with nothing to inherit, ascend from Night's Watchman to Lord Commander to King in the North. And then Jon will say, and how does the imp, Lannister of Casterly Rock, murder his father and ascend to be... murder his father and ascend to Hand of the Queen for Daenerys Targaryen. Perhaps we should discuss it later, over some wine. Come, our queen awaits. I'm going to be seriously freaked out if I got that dialogue right, but I bet it'll be something really similar to that. Prediction 2, I don't think Daenerys demanding he bend the knee is going to go down very well. I think she's going to be all like, 7 kingdoms is mine, bitch. Send my dragons, bend the fucking knee. He'll be all like, the North shall never kneel again, bitch. Then storm out of a swish of his badass wolf pelt cape. And that's when I think Tyrion might introduce the idea of marriage. Just a hunch. Number 3, the battle for Casterly Rock. I think, I don't know if they mentioned it in the show, possibly, but in the books, when he's living in Casterly Rock, Tywin gives Tyrion the job of restoring the sewerage, and it flows like perfectly, and it's one of Tyrion's earliest achievements. So I guess that suggests that that's how the Unsullied are going to get in, right? Through the sewage system, because Tyrion knows it like the back of his hand. I believe that's mentioned somewhere in the books, if not the show. Now, this isn't a prediction for next week, but it's a prediction for the series. I've been thinking more about how Sansa is going to kill Littlefinger, because I'm convinced that's going to happen. She knows she needs to get the Knights of the Vale on her side first. And in that case, she's going to need Robert Arryn on her side. So I think maybe she's going to invite him, because she can't leave Winterfell. There must always be a Stark in Winterfell. So I think she'll invite Robert Arryn to from the Vale to Winterfell and flatter him and make him fall in love with her, and then tell him what Baelish did to his mother. In light of the man who passes the sentence must swing the sword tradition in the North, I'm really hoping that Sansa does the stabbing or the strangling or the poisoning or the moon door jettisoning, but she's not a swordswoman, so she's going to have to find a more sort of creative way to kill him. I'm certain that Sansa's going to be the one to do it. This season and the one before have been full of callbacks and symmetry and balance and poetic, neatly tied up plot lines and resolutions, so I just can't see it being anybody else who would murder him, even if it's Arya who uses Sansa's face to kill him. I just know that it's going to happen, but Sansa is smart enough to not act until she's definitely got the Knights of the Vale all on her side, and that means she has to win over Robert Arryn. And that's me done for another week. I can't believe I've got another bloody week to wait until the next episode. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment if you like the video, and please just, I don't know, have a bloody great week, and we'll all reconvene here this time next week, if you don't mind. Bye!